Vikings, let's win this game. SKOL!
Hey Vikings fans, fresh updates straight from Minnesota Vikings headquarters coming your way. First up, NFL execs are taken aback by a surprisingly honest admission from the Vikings quarterbacks that's stirring up the pot more than expected. Next, a jersey number twist that's sure to tug at your Viking hearts. Number 8 is back in the game in an unexpected way. Rolling into the third segment, a young rising star's draft tumble has left Justin Jefferson speechless, and he couldn't hold back his thoughts at a Miami event. Wrapping up with a bang, Meet the Player tipped to be the final puzzle piece for Brian Flores to solidify our impenetrable defense once and for all. Get ready for a whirlwind of adrenaline and revelations. It's non-stop suspense, strategy, and emotion with the Vikings. Welcome. Show your Viking support by reaching 100 thumbs up on today's video. The quarterback situation seems settled at last, but that's not stopping the rumor mill. J.J. McCarthy is stepping up as the starting quarterback, with former Washington commander Sam Howell backing him up, following a recent trade. This is all part of a grand plan set by the new leadership duo, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell, aiming to inject some youth into our squad and build a championship-worthy team around a budding quarterback. The Athletics' Mike Sando got the lowdown from NFL execs on the off-season moves, and the Vikings' QB strategy really caught some eyes. Guess what's going to happen? A somewhat skeptical exec mused about McCarthy. JJ's going to get banged up, and Howell will step in and become the next Sam Darnold. While Howell has shown he's got the chops to potentially fill in, comparing him to Darnold, a former third overall pick, might be stretching it. A more apt comparison for Howell with the Vikings might be Nick Mullins, who signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars this March. Another executive was flabbergasted by the Darnold comparison. "Stop," he insisted through Sando. "No comparison. JJ's gonna be great, and coach Kevin O'Connell will make sure of it." Betting on O'Connell's prowess as a QB whisperer is something both execs agree on. After all, O'Connell led Darnold and the Vikings to a 14-win season when everyone else had us pegged to finish bottom of the division with just 6 or 7 wins. Concerns over McCarthy's health seem to be in the rearview mirror, and as for getting banged up, the Vikings have overhauled their offensive line, swapping out all 3 starting interior linemen to shield McCarthy as much as possible. The stage is set for the 22-year-old quarterback to take our team as far as he can. Sure, it'll be a bumpy ride, but any talk of McCarthy not being up to scratch or prone to injuries ought to be tossed out the window. Switching gears to the QB room once more, it seems the door is firmly shut on any lingering speculation about Kirk Cousins' return to Minnesota. After months of trying to part ways with the Atlanta Falcons, Cousins, albeit perhaps reluctantly, saw the Vikings bring in Sam Howell as the new backup QB during the NFL draft. And there's another twist. Howell will be donning the number 8 jersey, the same number Cousins sported for 6 seasons as the Vikings QB1. Cousins, now wearing number 12 since joining the Falcons in 2024, may still evoke memories tied to number 8 from his time playing for Washington from 2014 to 2017 and at Michigan State from 2008 to 2011. However, Howell's arrival likely signals the end of any potential Cousins comeback, not just because of the seasoned addition to the team, but also due to the symbolic passing of the jersey number. It's clear the Vikings leadership is ready to turn the page and focus on McCarthy's potential as the team's lead. How Howell will embody the iconic number 8 adds just another layer of intrigue to the story. It's not entirely clear whether Cousins would have waived his no-trade clause to make a Minnesota return happen, especially since the team's top brass have made it clear that they're handing the primary QB role to McCarthy, their first-round pick from 2024. Number 8 will grace an NFL field under Howell's name for the first time, who started his career sporting number 14 with the Washington Commanders, and more recently, number 6 with the Seattle Seahawks in 2024. Howell became a Viking as part of a swap of 5th-round picks on the second day of this year's draft. This jersey number transition isn't just a formality. It signals a new era and a clear message. The Kirk Cousins era in Minnesota, with its memorable highs and lows, has made way for a new chapter now spearheaded by Sam Howell. How Howell fits into the scheme and into the hearts of Vikings fans while wearing the storied number 8 is one of the subplots this season that's definitely worth watching closely. Shifting scenes to sunny Miami, where Justin Jefferson takes center stage at an event, and he didn't hold back when questioned about a significant draft surprise. This year's NFL draft was marked by a shocker that resonated deeply within the corridors of the Minnesota Vikings and beyond. The unexpected slide of Shedeur Sanders, the promising quarterback from Colorado University, and son of football legend Deion Sanders. Touted by many as a first-round pick, Sanders slid all the way to the 5th round, being picked up by the Cleveland Browns with the 144th overall selection. The reaction to Sanders' draft tumble has been a mix of analysis and astonishment, with some pundits suggesting his drop was due to performance concerns in big games. Yet critiques are largely overshadowed by surprise and outrage from fans and fellow athletes, including Vikings star Justin Jefferson. While attending a Formula One event in Miami, Jefferson aired his disbelief during an interview with Bleacher Report. "It's crazy he dropped that far in the draft. He definitely shouldn't have fallen that far. Watching him over the past seasons and the things he did at Colorado, he should have been picked in the 1st or 2nd round." Jefferson, never one to shy away from voicing strong opinions, suggested teams like the Giants or Steelers could have benefited from picking Sanders, especially the Giants, who currently lack a solid QB presence. Despite the shocking drop, Jefferson sees a silver lining for Sanders, a heightened motivation. "I think this just adds more fire to him and another chip on his shoulder as he enters the league," he remarked. The fallout from this late draft pick will not only be discussed in the media, but will also be closely watched throughout the season, which will be crucial for Sanders to prove his mettle. Jefferson, for his part, affirmed his support for Sanders, reinforcing the idea that tough times can forge a more resilient and determined athlete. Moreover, Jefferson seized the moment to praise his team, stating that regardless of the pre-draft predictions and speculation, the Vikings came out on top simply by maintaining their passion and drive, which he believes are the real hallmarks of success in sports. Switching back to the Vikings newsroom for the most anticipated segment by the fans in this edition. Despite the buzz of free agency and draft picks during the NFL offseason, the Vikings maintained a relatively conservative stance on bolstering their secondary, a move that might be perceived as risky by some. Nevertheless, the team secured the retention of key figures such as Harrison Smith, Theo Jackson, and Byron Murphy Jr., renewing their contracts, a crucial decision for Brian Flores' defensive strategy, even though he doesn't prioritize securing elite players in those areas. Beyond securing these players, the most significant signing by general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah to strengthen the secondary was bringing cornerback Isaiah Rodgers on board with a 2-year deal valued at up to $15 million. While not the splashiest acquisition, it's a strategic move. With minimal focus on acquiring new talent for the secondary during the draft, analysts have speculated on who the Vikings might bring in to bolster the unit. The name most linked to the Vikings scheme is Rasul Douglas, former cornerback for the Buffalo Bills, identified by Ryan Smith of Pro Football Focus as an optimal addition for the Vikings. Despite Douglas having a below-par recent season, achieving just a 53.9 overall grade from PFF, his past performance is solid, with a career-high 81.0 PFF grade in 2023. Douglas, known for his interception prowess and game-breaking abilities, could bring a fresh dynamic to the Vikings defense. In recent years, he has recorded at least 7 pass deflections in 6 different seasons and intercepted 14 passes between 2021 and 2023. Durability is also a strong suit in Douglas's game, having averaged 984 snaps per season since 2022. With the Vikings needing to replace Stephon Gilmore, Douglas appears as a natural fit within Brian Flores' aggressive, blitz-heavy scheme. With just 5 draft picks this year, none of which were used on a defensive back, it suggests the team was confident it could address its cornerback depth through free agency. Adding a cornerback is a wise move for the Vikings, especially since the current cornerback group is somewhat unproven. Is Douglas the best bet for the Vikings? It does make some sense, but it would likely come down to how much it would cost to bring him on board. Would it be smart for the Vikings to shell out $4 to $6 million for Douglas? Probably not, but that's likely what he would end up costing. However, adding a piece is something that many will continue to predict will happen until it does. The Minnesota Vikings never stop. Every step taken, every number stamped, and every new gamble is a chapter being written in this journey towards greatness. But tell me, what do you think of this news, and what other moves do you think the team still needs to make? Don't forget to share this video, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel to receive all the latest news about the Minnesota Vikings. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings, let's go!